Welcome back to World of Warships with your host X-Brad TC. Once again, I'm having a crappy week, so we get to watch GrumpWagon take his Tier 5 premium Japanese destroyer, the Kamikaze R, onto the straight map. And he's spawned in the south, and we're in the domination mode, so of course, Grump's going to head towards Alcatraz and try and cap. And already, he's been detected. He's been detected by air. It is a carrier fight, and I do believe there's 2 carriers per team. So Grump's detected, he tries to shake that, he's detected again. That's bad news, because when you're in front, and especially when you're a destroyer, all the enemy cruisers and destroyers and everybody else is going to want a piece of you. So he's already had to turn away from the cap point. He's trying to get in there, nope, he's getting shot at. He's no longer detected, but everybody's shooting at his last known position, thinking maybe they'll get a little lucky. Fire's died down. He's going to try and get in there again. He's detected again. When it's a 2-carrier fight, 2 carriers on each team, tend to be a lot of airplanes up there, and that makes life difficult for, charming young destroyer captains. He's launched on somebody, not exactly sure who. Grump's still trying to get into the cap. And he's going to pay a price for that. He's trying to get Alcatraz in between him and the enemy, but he's already lost a quarter of his health. Yeah, time to boogie. Still, he's working his way around, snaking around, trying to get into a safe spot, but the enemy's spread enough that he's not going to be able to do it. He's outside the cap. Enemy destroyer over there is heading toward the cap. Alright, he's shaking the detection for a minute. He's trying detected again. Trying to get an angle on that enemy destroyer to launch torpedoes on him. Can't do it. For whatever reason, nobody's shooting at him just this second. I would have expected to see some shells come in by now. Just to be safe, he's going to pop some smoke to break contact. He's still tracking that destroyer. He wants to get in there, but he can't take the shot because there's a friendly ship on the starboard bow is running towards where the torpedoes would go. Just don't want to risk it. So, take a look. Still can't do it. He would almost certainly hit the friendly. But he can take the shot right now with the guns, score a little bit of damage, 1 hit, whopping 560 health points off the destroyer, who, by the way, is pulling off the ambush on the cruiser that Grump avoided shooting the torpedoes to miss. Actually, I think that might be a German battleship. Anyway, rounds out, starts to score some hits on the enemy destroyer. He's got to dodge these torpedoes. Easy enough to do. Had plenty of warning to see them coming. But this is where it gets crazy. Look at all these torpedoes up ahead. Big spread of torpedoes, presumably dropped by the enemy carrier torpedo bombers. He's got a Phoenix off the port beam. He's got torpedoes coming in from another torpedo bomber squadron. Launches on the Phoenix. As an enemy destroyer right here, just going to ambush. Well, friendly battleship's taking a beating. Trying to get the angle. The enemy destroyer seems to have run around, but he did get his torpedoes off. Grump killed him, but he is going to kill the friendly battleship. So that was a wild little melee there, with torpedoes all over the place, and nobody even came close to Grump. Grump did take a little bit of damage in there somewhere. Had his engines knocked out briefly. They were coming online here shortly. In the meantime, he's sitting in the enemy smoke. He launches on, I believe, that is a battleship over there. See if he gets lucky, you never know. No, he's turning. It's alright, torpedoes will be back up again in a minute. Take another poke at this. Alright. probably nobody directly overhead to detect him, so he's going to ease out. Nope, he's detected. But in the meantime, the important thing is he finally managed to cap C. While he's detected, it appears that only the enemy battleship has him detected, so nobody else is over here in a position to shoot at him, so throws out a few gun rounds, launches torpedoes, gets a hit on that first salvo, or actually the second salvo. Launches again, another friendly spread of torpedoes heading in towards the battleship. In the meantime, close the distance. He wants to get in point-blank range, polish this guy off in case these torpedoes miss. But he's dead. Nobody else over here on the south side. We know a carrier was over here earlier because we saw the planes coming, spawning, being detected over on this side. So there's a very good chance the enemy carrier is over here. There's also a very good chance that the enemy carriers have noticed that there's nobody over here to protect them, so they're going to be running for the pass over here. And with that in mind, Grump is going carrier hunting. He's got to head a little bit north, or excuse me, a little bit east. Wants to make sure the carrier's not hiding over there somewhere up against the shoreline, but he's mainly angling towards these narrow passes. He's detected by air. There's not a whole lot he can do about it, but on the other hand, nobody's shooting at him, so it doesn't really matter that much. Long transit time. He's used his I do believe he's used his speed boost, because when you're trying to get somewhere, that's the time to use it. Yep, detected by air, just fighters, nothing to worry about. Doesn't appear anybody is stalking him. And 1, 2, there are the carriers. And while he's got the carriers detected, he's not currently detected, but both these carriers have to know he's coming. They have intermittently spotted him, and they haven't spotted right now. So yeah, they're running for the other side of the map. They're launching airplanes. They're going to start trying to do a little self-defense strike here against him. Actually, it appears Langley is not moving. It'll only be, I think, what is that, the Hosho? So, Grump's going to turn, launch. And the reason he's using his guns is he wants to set the carrier's flight deck on fire, because while the carrier's burning, it cannot launch and recover aircraft. Secondary battery's opening up on him. He's shooting them up. Enemy, oh nice. Enemy has done a nice drop of torpedoes, but Grump easily dodges them all. Still shooting the guns. Other friendly ships are starting to take him under fire. Launches torpedoes a little bit behind the lead indicator because the carrier is obviously going to have to turn to miss the island. Carrier takes a hit from friendly torpedo bombers. Grump's torpedoes are going in, gets one into him. Enemy Langley is finally woken up to the danger and started running. Dive bombers come in, hit Grump, set him on fire, no problem. He's going to go ahead and use his damage control party to put the fire out. Leave, take aim, launch. Turn back, keep an eye on the Langley. He's got the Hosho under attack. He has to dodge more torpedoes from enemy torpedo bombers. And at this health, alright, polish off the Hosho. Sorry, Langley. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. I mean, the Langley is slow. Alright, that's what, 3? That's 3. So Grump has killed 3 enemy ships. There's only 3 left. The enemy does, however, control 2 capture points. to R1, which Grump captured. So Grump's going to go ahead. He has spotted the enemy transiting B, and he's going to go try and intercept him. And Strait is a very good map for a good destroyer driver. All kinds of opportunities where you can exploit the stealthiness of the Kamikaze R. Grump's got his detection range down to an amazing, 5.5 kilometers? I mean, when you've got 7-kilometer range torpedoes and a 5.5 detection range, you can pull off some pretty good ambushes. But it also has enough cover concealment where you can pop out and do some short-range ambush type stuff. Grump's detected, I believe, because the waters are so restricted here, he had to close within detection range. Nonetheless, he's detected, he's popped his smoke, he's maneuvering to avoid the island. Now, he's been detected. This guy has to have seen an enemy destroyer off his beam, off his port beam, but he doesn't maneuver at all. Steams right in to the torpedoes. So he's toast. And Grump picks up, I believe that's Confederate high caliber. And I think that was a devastating strike also. So a perfectly executed torpedo attack against somebody who should have known better. I mean, at this stage of the game, if you see a destroyer stop and pop smoke within torpedo range, it's a pretty good guess he's already launched. In the meantime, 2 enemy ships left. Destroyer is heading towards C point, and this is, can't really tell, is it a cruiser? Alright, he launches just out of range because the ship is actually closing the range for him. But he's going to go ahead, he launches the first red, and then he launches the next 2 a little bit delayed. Slows down, turns to stay in the cap. Unfortunately, no, he's going to slide out, but that's okay. Once again, first, gets 1 in the first, kills him. That's the Kraken, 5 kills. Now, to his credit, that particular battleship never actually did detect him. The enemy, only remaining ship, destroyer. He's game. He is heading, trying to capture the C point, while Grump and his compatriot here in the, a Nicholas, are trying to capture the B point. Not only is the enemy destroyer trying to capture the C point, he's going after our carrier down there. Which is pretty brave, because he's got a battleship in chase. And while battleships aren't the greatest thing for chasing destroyers, if you know what you're doing, you can do a mighty fine job whooping on a destroyer. Alright, enemy destroyer is out of visual detection range for now. Enemy destroyer has, in fact, sunk the friendly carrier. So it's a battleship and our 2 destroyers versus just this one enemy destroyer down here in the C point. Grump's closing the range. Got a visual detection. Actually, the battleship probably made the detection. Destroyer is smart enough to pop his smoke and disappear while he's trying to cap. Once again, Grump just closing the range. Being patient. We knew that torpedoes would be coming. Friendly battleship took 1 or 2. Was able to maneuver to avoid the rest. When you're the battleship, you want to close the range a little bit, but not to point blank range, where the destroyer can get off a spread that you simply can't dodge. Alright, had a brief glimpse of him. There he is. He's detected. Grump's detected. Grump gets his rounds out. Hit. Doing damage. Once again, he's not getting with every shot, but he's doing steady damage. And while I was rendering the video, I wasn't paying attention, and I had set my screen to fade to black, so it took a minute here for me to get the screen to come back on. And the enemy has lost his engines. He's operating on last stand alone. Grump's wearing them down. Once again, you can see the terrible guns of a Japanese destroyer. Friendly battleship's going to have a salvo coming in here shortly, I think. Yep, doesn't do much. Still, Grump gets the kill. 6 kills, Kraken, high caliber, and Confederate. Not a bad game. 499,000 credits, 5,222 XP, 262 free XP, 119,000 damage, 30 gun hits, 13 torpedo hits, 4 incaps, 6 sinkings, 2 fires, 11 floodings, 1 assistant capture, and 1 capture of the base. Not surprisingly, top of the team with a base XP of 2,578 XP, plus a slew of medallions, awards, what have you. Grump actually made a pretty good impact here. No real kill stealing going on. He did real damage on each one of these. I hope you've enjoyed watching this episode, and we will catch you soon.